So I think I got until 2, so it's 1 p.m. right now here. So it's like I got 30 minutes to go before I really have to go. So I'm gonna keep playing until like 2 p.m. or something, for about half an hour more. But that's basically, I really don't like doing it though. I'd like to keep all my chapters separate, in separate streams. Well, whatever. I'm just gonna start this next case anyway. So, as we just saw, Holmes is looks to be in a junkie crisis or something.
The pupil is dilated.
Is there, like, that's it. The pupil is dilated, that's it.
The pupil is dilated.
Like, seriously.
The temperature appears to be normal.
Let's measure his heart
I
rate.
need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
Measure pulse rate by counting the heartbeats for 10 seconds. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute.
Yeah, he's pale. He's really pale as fuck.
But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and Datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in 2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but... what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes. And these 2 young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
God, he made a quick recovery, that's for sure. Okay, so my quest is to join Lestrade at Strain Lane. This is the previous mission, and this is the first mission, the fate of Black Peter. Souvenirs, harpoon, and a train whistle. Okay. So let's go check out the Strand Lane bath. Oh, by the way, the plant he's been talking about, he got wasted on, the datura. It's quite common in Europe, and some people in villages used to grow it, basically as a recreational drug, and make tea out of it. But that was like in the 18th and 19th centuries, 18th and 19th centuries, and before that.
Beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
So, who are the suspects?
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the city council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see.
So, were there any witnesses?
Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
Tell me about the crime weapon.
You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see.
So it's quite a mystery. Oh, there we go. I prefer playing from first person, but it's also playable from third person. But it's kind of awkward to control him like this. I prefer this. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to this guy, Mr. Phillips, the manager of this place, whatever it is.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Tell us what happened.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Alright, so were there any other visitors?
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
So the chain of events here is pretty convoluted. Okay, let's check this guy out. Trinkets. Fastidious. Scissor cut wounds himself. Lives alone. Huh? Does that mean he cuts his own hair? Okay. cuts his own hair, and he cut his ear. Shiny buttons. Manchester City. Oh, what's this? Telegram sent today. Okay. So that's the guy. Let's just check out his character profile. Oh, he sent a telegram from the post. Let me just check something. So he says my task is to search the crime scene and the area of the Strand Lane bath. And okay, so but I'm wondering, I'm kind of confused on the time of the murder. So I'm just gonna let me just. Okay, so I just wanna. He came in at 6:30 this morning and opened the bath. 9 o'clock he had a meeting. 9:20. So they had been in the steam room for 20 minutes after 9. So I guess at 9:20 he heard shouting and he couldn't open it. Right, so the murder time is about 9:20. I don't know if that matters, but kind of seems relevant to me. Like if I was exploring a real murder, that's what I would like to know, the exact time of the murder.
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Okay. Frigidarium.
Frigidarium.
That sounds like the
The
cold
steam
room.
room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Like frigid, cold.
The steam room.
The steam room?
The changing room.
Alright, this is all in Latin. Exitus. That's... well, yep, that's the exit. This is a pretty awesome Roman style bath. Okay, somebody's clothes.
Expensive clothes, belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
Yeah, well, look at the floor. It's pretty neat. Champagne bottle.
An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled. An ice bucket.
Oh, sorry.
Champagne for a special occasion. Unopened, it was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session.
Well, I guess they won't be enjoying that champagne. Let's... oh, no, here's some more clothes.
These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
Alright, so I guess they're prepared for male nudity. Yep, there they are.
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
Looks like he's been stabbed in the head. And he's been stabbed in the eye. And these are the three dudes. Garrow, Pitkin and Blinkhorn. Before checking out the body, I want to examine the room first.
G. Newell and Sons, steam specialists, Seattle, WA. With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Okay. So that's the steam valve.
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier. These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
So I'm not sure who these lessons belong to. Maybe somebody, one of the three of these guys, or maybe this guy.
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. It is too hot. I cannot reach into it.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna turn off the brazier.
I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
I'm gonna turn off the brazier at one point. So these are the three guys, and this is the rest of the room. I guess there's nothing here. And the only thing left is the body.
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
Awesome. Oh,
This
wow.
key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna ask Phillips about it. Okay, let's examine the body.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
So he was definitely killed by a stab wound to the eye.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large. Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample. Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session.
Well, death is very recent, between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he is an artist. Or a ghost. Or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
Alright. So yeah, most murder cases are solved within like 28 hours. Yeah, and I'm gonna end the stream here before I start interviewing these guys. And I'll be back, well, maybe during the day, maybe tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'll eventually be back. You can my streaming schedule is a bit like hectic this weekend, but next week I'm gonna try to stick to the streaming schedule I wrote. So yeah, that's it for now. Peace.